Good morning, everyone. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. And we're about to get started with today's boot camp workout. You need a mat, you'll want a variety of weights, and the warm-up is coming your way. 1 minute of work, have some water nearby. There won't be any specific water breaks, but there will be 15 seconds of rest between each exercise. A great opportunity to take a quick little sip. Our warm-up is included in the workout. So 1 minute of marching starts right now. Awesome. If you don't have a lot of space, you can march in one place. Otherwise, opportunity to start moving forwards and backwards, to use whatever space you have. Maybe moving a little on the diagonal. Can you get your arms involved in your marching also? Proud lift of your chest here, shoulders away from your ears. And just make sure you're breathing throughout this warm up and all the exercises that we're doing today. Make sure you're just not holding your breath. Sounds so simple, but sometimes it happens. Happy Thursday, everyone. I'm so excited that next week we're going to have some new staff getting started up in Bedford. Really look forward to seeing what kind of classes and formats and teaching styles they actually bring to the party. And I hope that you enjoy them as much as I hope to. All right, our next move is going to be a jog. So can you take this march and make it a little bit more intense? Can you just work to get both feet off of the floor for a second? And if you can't, that's okay. We're still bringing heels all the way down towards the floor. If you don't want your heart rate to come up too high, you can jog in one place. But if you do want to bring your heart rate up a little bit more, jog forwards and backwards. Swinging those arms can also help you to move your legs. I know, I'm being helpful. After this one, we're going to find one place to stand and do a jumping jack. Whether it's a full jumping jack or a modified jumping jack is absolutely your choice. And me too. I'm here to make some delightful suggestions. You get to make the workout what you want it to be. Maybe you're just here to move a little bit. Maybe you're here really challenging yourself, trying to build some strength. Neither of those are wrong. Both of those are totally right things to do. You're finding the workout that works for you. Okay, find a place where you can steady your feet, and then let's get ready for those big jumping jacks, whether you're jumping, oop, oop, it's okay, stepping, it's early, awesome. I'm gonna go for this little step side to side. I'm adding in a little twist because I'm making this move my own, much like I hope that you're doing too. And you're still breathing, remember? Arms all the way up, all the way down. Some sort of jack motion of your choice. 1 minute of each move, 15 seconds of rest between. We're just getting the warm up started. Here we go. After this, high knees, whether you're jogging those out or just one at a time, driving your knees up. Can you even bring a smile to your face? Be so proud of yourself for showing up today. It is the hardest part. Amazing. Just keep moving. What can you do with the body you have today? Every day is different. Awesome. High knees coming up next. You can alternate with a slow high knee drive, or you can jog out those high knees. I'm going to stick with a slow knee drive. Get started when you're ready. There's the timer. If you want, you can add in a little rotation and twist. Still working to bring that knee towards your elbow as opposed to crunching all the way down, especially since it's early. Still warming up, keeping your back nice and safe. And as your knee drives, you keep your heel underneath of that knee instead of bringing it up like a flamingo. Bringing it a little bit forward, get a little more abs working. Still this option for rotation if you want. We got one more warm-up move included after this, and it's going to have one of these knee drives in it also. But next up is going to be some lateral side to side stepping or hopping with a knee drive at the end. Awesome. So next up, either step, step, drive, or hop, drive, step, step, drive, step, step, drive, or hopping side to side. Find that drive at the end. If you didn't have that twist, now's a great time to add that little twist in. You can hear I use my exhale each time that knee drives up. Trying to stay a little light on the toes as I hop from side to side. Working those inner thighs, little outer thighs. My glutes are still tired from our hardcore glute session earlier this week. What about you? The next move we have is going to be an inchworm. So from the back of your mat, we're going to hinge forward, walk ourselves out, and then walk back in. Awesome. Slow things down, come to the back of your mat. Between each inchworm, if you would like to stand up, take a really big stretch to the sky, you can. Otherwise, let's get started together here. Belly pulled in nice and tight, protect your back. We're gonna rain down to the floor, walk yourself out into your plank, shift your shoulders forward. Take a moment, actually be in that plank, externally rotate your shoulders and from the hips, and then walk yourself back in. I'm gonna take the opportunity to stand up. Find that really big stretch. You're doing what's right for you. I'm keeping my inchworm nice and slow. I really need the stretch today. We are almost there. Just about 15 more seconds. And then we're going to stay down on the mat for our next move, which I do believe are push-ups. I am correct. All right, so make your way back down to the mat during these 15 seconds. If you want any sort of a cat-cow, go for it. Any style of push-up that you would like to do for today. I'm going to stay here on my hands and knees in tabletop and take the push-up from here. I really like this modified push-up. For me, it's one of the only ways I can get this push-up in with great form. Or better form. The best form that I can find, that's for sure. I know for me, as my knees start to go back, I might be able to lower myself all the way down with control. But pressing myself back up, form starts to get a little bit questionable. So we're working from this modification right here. If you need a little bit of change in your push-up, think about maybe pausing on the way down. 1, 2, even 3 steps, and then finding that press back up for a little bit more challenge. Awesome. We made it to our 15 seconds of rest. Perhaps you get your hands off of the floor because we have a plank next. You can do a straight arm plank. You can do a forearm plank. We do have one more plank coming up in today's workout, but set yourself up right now. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So elbows or hands above underneath of your shoulders. You're still finding a little external rotation of your shoulders. So you're not rounding yourself in, which is going to round your back. You're rotating out. If you need a break, though, totally feel free to send your hips up towards the ceiling, whether you're in dolphin, getting some work in the shoulders, or down dog, and then when you're ready, shift it back forward. If you need to bring your knees to the floor for a second, if you need to take a full break, a full breath, that's absolutely an okay thing. Come on back into your plank whenever you can. Even if you're taking a break every 2 seconds and then you come back into the plank, that's a lot more plank than doing absolutely no plank, correct? We got 10 seconds left right here. Can you challenge yourself? Press down through your elbows or through the base of the palm, thumb, pointer finger, walk those knees in. Okay, we're going to use a weight for this next move. We're going for a little bird dog, but instead of arm extending forward, arm is going to extend to the side. Here we go. My right palm is on the floor, left arm extends out wide to the side. You can stick with just your upper body doing this motion, or see if you can extend that right leg long. Maybe right leg is long and lifted. Maybe right leg is bent and lifting. Maybe you just keep that right leg out long for a little bit more stability while you're finding this fly on one side. Your choice. I'm going to keep that right foot on the floor and just focus on finding this squeeze through the shoulder blade. We got 15 seconds left. Which arm do you have moving? I've got my left arm moving. Whichever arm you have moving is the arm we're going to use next for a side plank. 3, 2, take a break. Awesome. Whichever that moving arm was, set it up on the floor. It can be straight arm, it can be forearm. You can keep your hips down on the mat. You can keep your knees down on the mat. You can extend one leg long. You can bring that top leg forward, extend bottom leg long, but let's press ourselves up and find this side plank. How much can you stack your shoulders? So reaching that arm up towards the ceiling, we're not trying to reach forward, but you're pressing your shoulders against an imaginary wall behind you. So you're still activating the back, similar to how you just activated the back when you found that fly right here. If you want, you can even activate your core, rotate through, and then bring yourself around. Even if you have your hips or knees on the floor, you can still work to find this rotation, a little extra something, something for the back. We got just about 15 seconds to go right here, and then we're going to do the other side for that fly from tabletop. Awesome. Make your way back into tabletop. Whole new side of the body. Maybe you can use the same weight. Maybe you need to use a lighter weight. Maybe you can use a heavier weight. Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Remember, option to extend the opposite leg back, a little bit more balance. If you're feeling really strong today, though, maybe you're finding that lift with that back leg or even with that bent knee for a little bit extra glute focus. I'm going to keep that back toe down on the floor. It's going to help me keep my left hip flat towards the mat also, as opposed to rotating out. And I'm just focusing on this fly. But, I just want to make sure you have options. If you're a beginner, recommend that you also just focus on the fly. If you've been exercising for a while, you're feeling really strong and stable, and you want that extra challenge, you're not too tired, then go for that little glute kickback. Take a break. Okay, whichever arm was moving is the arm that will now find your side plank for the opposite side. So we should be on the opposite side of whatever you did last time around. Same options though. Hips can be on the floor, knees can be on the floor, one leg can be extended, top leg can come forward. We are in that side plank. Opposite arm is stretching up towards the ceiling and that gentle squeeze of your shoulder blades towards each other. Can you keep your head in line with your spine? So I'm not trying to let the head dangle down towards the floor. And you can stay right here, lift it, or if you like that opportunity to find a little bit of movement, bring that rotation into the party. Reaching and then opening. We're almost there. Remember, you can take breaks if when you need. You should grab water between these movements if you need that too. Lower yourself back down to the floor carefully. Next up, we've got a kneeling row. We're going to be in this kneeling position for a bit, but grab some weights that you can use for some rows. Little hinge from your hips, shoulders away from your ears, flat back as your thighs, weights paint up your thighs. I like a nice low row, but if you prefer to do a high, wide row, or you want to do a variety, please do what works for you. If you're having trouble from the hinge, you can even come into tabletop and just alternate one side and then the other. We're more than halfway through this move. Just making sure there's an opportunity for everyone. If your back was tired, if your abs were tired, coming back down into this tabletop is a great way to find a little bit more bracing and stability. Otherwise, you can still challenge yourself from this hip hinge. Glutes are gently coming back towards heels. No extra wrinkles in your neck. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Next move is going to be a kneeling get up. We're going to make our way back to our feet. For the kneeling get up, from kneeling, bringing one foot forward. Maybe you're just bringing one foot forward at a time. Let's begin. Maybe you're actually able to stand up. So one foot forward, the other foot forward. Staying low to the ground. If you're lifting all the way up, especially keeping your toes tucked under in the back as opposed to bringing that flat foot towards the floor, can make it a lot easier to stand up. As you stand up, press through the heel. Pressing through the heel. Not pressing down through the big toe mound. If this feels hard on your knees, you can always quickly roll your mat up. Have a little extra mat under your knees, or move a little bit slower, move a little bit more carefully, one at a time. Or perhaps you just keep your knees on the floor, instead of standing up, which might be where a lot of the impact is, and just get that extra movement, mobility in your hips. Awesome. We're coming to standing, so make your way to your feet. Next up, we've got a side lat raise. I'm going to go with these. Okay, shoulders down and back, side lat raise, out to the side, in line with your shoulders, and then right back down. Keep that chest lifted, belly in, slight bending your knees, so you're just not locking your knees out and jamming them back. You can even think about a little external rotation here from the hips, which is also going to help tuck your pelvis under. If you're having trouble doing both at the same time, you can always do one arm and then the other. And if you want a little bit more, do them both at the same time. It's easy. Keep them up and lower one and then lower the other. Oh, you can do a combo of all of these things. We got about 10 seconds left, I think. Just keep moving. What can you do today? It is not all or nothing. We did it. All right, next move is going to be a front raise. Your choice if your palms are facing down and you lift all the way up. I think that can be a little bit more challenging. Palms can be facing in. You can come back down to your knees. Let's begin to make this one happen, because sometimes lowering the center of gravity can make things a little bit easier. What we're not trying to do is like bend your knees and use your hips to throw the weights up. We are using our upper body, using that upper back, chest. And just like before, you can always do one arm at a time. If you're really having trouble here, you can try this with no weights, just working on this range of motion. I know even just this range of motion can be challenging. for many people. But remember, with challenge comes change. We've got just a couple moves left. Awesome. Next up is going to be tricep extension. You can do an overhead tricep extension. You can hinge over and just extend from your arms. I'm going to go for that overhead tricep extension with a heavier weight, but I'm going to hold the heads of the dumbbells together. Biceps stay close by the ears if you're going for this overhead option. Get as full of a range of motion as you possibly can. You know what? I wish I had gone for some skull crushers. So I'm going to make my way to the mat because I know for me that's one of the more effective ways I can actually feel those triceps engaging. So from here, finding a diagonal of the arms so there's some constant tension as those triceps work, and then extending the arms, keeping that back firmly planted on the mat, keeping the belly drawn in. Yay, awesome. Next up, just one heavier weight, back to standing or kneeling. So graceful, I know. Shoulders away from your ears, elbows close and tight, weight by your chest. We're going to press forward and then rotate the weight and then bring it back in. Elbows still stay close to your body. So elbows are not coming out wide as you bring things in. Nope, they're staying down and by your side. Shoulders are staying away from your ears. That little rotation. We're moving nice and slow too. Take notice. Do you have the same hand coming up towards the top each time? If you do, that's okay. Let's just switch it up. Right now, we're more than halfway through. Do you still have that slight bend in your knees? This is like getting a standing push-up. Great way to just start working on that strength. Whatever weight you have in your hands is presumably quite a bit lighter than your personal weight trying to press that. Awesome. Our next move from the top or the back of the mat, depending on your space, it's a burpee. So the opposite of an inchworm. Starting from the top, inhale up, we're going to reach down towards the floor, step or jump back into a plank, step or jump back forward, and raise up. You can make it as challenging as you want. Here's a great opportunity to add in some hops, maybe even adding in a hop at the top. You can also keep it nice and slow and just keep stepping those feet up nice and wide. It can be an easier way to stand. Working a little bit of different muscles with those nice wide leg squat and press. You're going at your own pace. I know I'm going really slow. My hamstrings are so tight and tired from all the awesome work of the day. Saving myself just a little bit for this afternoon's spin class as well. We got less than 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Back down to the floor. Oh, back down to the floor. Last 2 moves, we've got another plank. Jessica, I know. And during this plank, I'm also suggesting that we get a jack in the back with our legs. Are you ready? Press yourself up. Here we go. So either one leg at a time, stepping out for a jack, or jumping those legs out, jumping those legs in. Maybe you just jump in one direction and you step in the opposite direction. And this can still happen from your knees. You can still tap that leg out, tap that leg in, even if you're in the most modified of planks. All right, we're more than halfway through right now. Are you still gently externally rotating your shoulders? Y'all, I am tired. I am tired, and I'm taking that extra break Coming back in strong so we can finish together. Last 10 seconds right here, even if you're just holding your plank. For 3, 2, 1, lower yourself all the way to the mat. Final move is going to be a Superman. You can extend your arms nice and long in front of you. You can extend your arms wide to the side. You can even reach your arms all the way back. I'm going to keep my hands under my head. Press the tops of the feet to the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Inhale, lift that upper body up. Exhale, lower that upper body down. If you want, you can include your legs as well. Squeezing the glutes, lifting the feet. If you're having a lot of trouble though, just keep the top of the feet pressed down to the floor, posterior chain engaged, and just work on lifting that upper body. Maybe you're getting a little bit of both. Maybe you want to focus just on the lower body. We're still working the back no matter what's happening right here. Feet can be together, feet can be separate. Last strength move of the day. Together. Unless you're joining me for spinning strength. Oh my gosh, is it the first Thursday of the month? It is. That means it's just spin, no strength. Yay, we did it. Just stay relaxed down here on the floor for the next few breaths. Long, slow, deep inhale in through your nose. Longer exhale out through your nose or mouth. 2 more breaths. Awesome. Roll over onto your side. Relax your head on your arm. And let's go ahead and bend our top leg. Grab hold of the top leg with your hands and stretch your knee down towards the bottom of the mat. Stretch your knee down, squeeze your glutes, and bring that knee back a little bit. Nice stretch into your quad. You can even really open your chest and shoulder. Take one more long, slow, deep inhale. Stretch, stretch, stretch through your knee and exhale, carefully release. Roll over to the other side. Other arm nice and long. Oop. Head on the floor. You can bend that bottom knee if you need to a little for balance. Grab hold of your foot from the outside. And then stretch your knee down towards the bottom of the mat. Squeeze your glute. Can you externally rotate your shoulders? Open your chest. Nice little stretch in the chest. Stretch in the quad. Slow your breath down again. Carefully release. Roll over. Let's come up into tabletop. Open your knees wide, bring your toes together, send your glutes back to your heels, and slide right towards child's pose. Your arms can be as extended forward as you want. You can take as generous of a bend as you need. Whatever feels good for your shoulders today. On your exhale, keep allowing glutes to sink a little closer towards your heels. Relax your breath. One more super slow breath. And then press yourself up onto tabletop one more time. Give yourself a couple cat-cows right here. Ooh, don't feel like you can only do traditional cat-cows. If you want to take a couple shakes side to side, make those happen as well. Beautiful. Let's take a quick little thread the needle. So open your left arm all the way towards the sky and then exhale, bring that left arm under the right side. Left ear, left shoulder comes towards the floor. Your right hand can stay right where it is. Keep energetically reaching your left fingers to the right side of the room. Take 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, press through your right hand. Inhale, left arm all the way back up towards the sky. Left hand down to the floor. Let's switch. Inhale, right arm high to the sky. Open your chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, right arm threads the needle. Right ear, right shoulder comes down towards the floor. You know we're just hanging out here for a couple breaths. Can you reach energetically like your arm is going to get longer? It's going to touch the wall away from you. And then on your next inhale, reach that right arm back up to the sky. Exhale, right hand down towards the floor. Tuck your toes under. Inhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. You can take a quick pedal through your heels. And when you're ready, walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. Once you get there, transferring weight into your heels, generously bend your knees and slowly roll yourself all the way up to the top, stacking your head over your heart, over your hips, over your heels. Stretch your fingers down to the floor, all 5 fingers touching each other. Squeeze your glutes, a little drive forward up your hips. One more big, deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Shake it out. That's it. We did it. Are you so proud of yourself? You got up, you showed up, and we did a boot camp. And we've got the rest of the day to do whatever we want or need to do. I hope that you enjoy it. I'll see you all so soon. Till then.